Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers in peace and blessing and salutations to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, all right, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And what I want to get into, all right, this morning is dealing with, beautiful conduct, because as we read the scriptures, all right, the scriptures liken, righteous conduct, okay, righteous behavior, until like fine garments, or certain, accessories or apparel, because conduct, just like clothes, it presents a presentation, our conduct also, just like clothing, actual clothes is a covering, you know, it's a covering, you see, where we're not in a state of shame, you know, and in this society, especially in Western culture, they pretty much, we was born into the filthy garments, and it has gotten worse. But this society that we see, their conduct is likened unto the filthy garments, man. A filthy presentation. So as we go into the scriptures, all right, it likened, righteous behavior, and righteous conduct, likened unto clothing to apparel. All right, we're going to get into some of these things. Now, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse um verse 8. It says, "My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother." All right, and this is going back into a time when our people was in order, okay, because the father, okay, will pretty much, establish, the standard of the house. He pretty much set the stone, set the tone of righteousness in the household, and the woman being under their order, okay, she would push those instructions, okay, that standard given from the husband on the children, while she's nursing the children and nursing them up. All right, that's why, the mother within her role plays a major part in the development of a nation. The Lord set it up with mother and father, they complement each other in every way, okay? And rearing up children, all right, that mother and father balance, is for the the proper development of children, okay? And then righteousness, that I say when the Lord, made a covenant, okay, with Israel, he made a covenant with the men, okay? The sons of Israel, all right, and the men, okay, would establish that instruction in the house, okay? And the woman would establish that on the children. You see, and that's why order was so important. And when Satan, we saw Edom in this time when he disrupted that order. All right, we see the chaos it has produced. When he destroyed that order. The man, woman, and children. Okay, and now you see mainly what just the women and children. So there's no instruction of righteousness, being established, in households, man. That's been going on for decades, and we see the results of it. All right, but the Lord is, and He's bringing it back. You know, First we had to get joined back to our power as men. And now you have women, all right, coming under those men. Okay, and you have certain scenarios where children are being brought forth in these unions, and the woman, is pushing righteousness on those children, all right, that she's getting, from the man. Okay, and this is how it was supposed to be. Okay, but hey, we went through a major disruption, in this captivity. Okay, that's why like the mother, going into the first teachers. That's why when you look at, elementary teachers, most of them are what? Women. Okay, like the elementary. you know, kindergarten, pre-K, like most of those are what women, okay? You don't start getting into the male teachers until you start getting up into, you know, junior high, high school, you know. You see a few male teachers because, you know, the men didn't deal with the child like that at a very young age. You know, the child will pretty much be handed out to the men, you know, once, you know, that those sons will be handed out to the men, you know, at a particular age, you know, once they came of age, you know. You had to learn how to be around your father, man. Okay. But keep going. This Proverbs 1:9 says, "For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck." Okay, so this wisdom, you know, is likened, because when it's speaking about chains in this context, it's speaking of, you know, like those ropes, you know, gold ropes or silver ropes, like a decoration, you know, and moving in this wisdom, you know, because his wisdom is pretty much decking us out. You know, it's decking out our conduct. Okay, it says Proverbs 1:9, and the NLT says, "What you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck." Okay, so righteous conduct, you know, is likened unto glorious apparel, man. You know, that's why you see, you know, you hear the term, you know, hey, that's a beautiful brother. You know, speaking of his spirit, you know how a brother move, he might get the compliment. That's a beautiful brother, based on how, you know, just on the spirit, how he moving. You know, describing the beauty of his spirit. You see, meekness, humility, you know, wise counsel, you know, whatever attributes, you know, that come with it. You know, but you have a compliment amongst the body. Well, that's a beautiful brother. You see, so let's go from there to show how righteousness is. You know, speaking of righteousness, man. When you go to Job, let's see, I had written down Job 29:14. All right, it's the book of Job, chapter 29, and verse 14. It says, "I put on righteousness, and it clothed me." Okay, my judgment was as a robe and a diadem. Okay, and the diadem is like a, you know, a turban. You know, and if you was of, you know, nobility, your turban would be decked out with stones. Okay, so it's showing you that righteousness, okay, is likened unto what? The glorious apparel, like a robe, you know, like a royal robe, you know, which represents what? A covering, okay? And it says, Job 29:14 says, everything, this in the NLT, everything I did was honest. Righteous cover me like a robe, and I wore justice like a turban, okay? So as we learning this truth, as we learning these instructions in righteousness, okay, it should start to show forth. You know, the conduct should show forth. How we're being trained inwardly should be showcased outwardly. The same way as putting on, you know, glorious apparel. You know, the inward righteousness in us should start to show forth. You know, as we constantly elevating this wisdom. You see, and that's why these scriptures are for what? When you go to 2 Timothy, all right, 2 Timothy 3:16, it says, "All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness." For instruction in righteousness, man. Okay? So we're constantly receiving righteous instructions, man. You know, like this ministry, you know, prophecy is at the forefront of ministry. You know, it's the most, you know, prioritized thing in this ministry, us being watchmen, and prophesying, telling about the things to come, as we look out and we see what's happening, we prophesy, of the things to come. That's at the forefront of prophecy, man. You know, and under that you have our day-to-day conduct, man. You know, is the scriptures is giving us instructions on how to move in our day-to-day, how to deal with certain people, okay, how to react, how to be subtle, how to be discreet, you know, how to be honest, how to be fair, how to deal with people outside the truth, you know. This wisdom is teaching us these things, man. All right, and I say the more that we engulf in this wisdom, and the inward man is being renewed, okay, it should start to show forth, man. The glory of that wisdom should show forth, man. Like I say, like glorious apparel, okay. I read verse 17 says that the man of the Most High may be perfect, okay, and this is a process of becoming perfect, becoming complete. We're going to be completed, all right, at the return of Yahweh Shai, at the twinkling of an eye. It says that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works, man. So it goes back to action. We receive these instructions in righteousness uh, to aid us in what? Good works. Okay? Good behavior, man. You see? Not, pulling gimmicks and not grifting in the congregation. Okay? Not, you know, teaching false doctrine, manipulating Jake with this word. Nah, man. Those are not good works. So you got Jake that know precepts, okay, but they're not putting on righteousness, man. Okay? They're using the precepts to deceive. Okay, they're using these precepts, for self glory. Okay, for monetary gain. Okay, that's not being furnished with good works. You see, let's go from there. Let's get that in the book of Baruch. And I want to get in the GNT too. Okay, but when you go to the book of Baruch chapter 5, all right, Baruch chapter 5 verse 1, it says, "Put off Jerusalem the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever." Yeah, because there was a behavior, there was a conduct issue that got us put into captivity. Okay, our behavior led to our affliction. You see, it was our behavior. Matter of fact, let's get that. Okay, so we're putting off that behavior that led us into mourning and affliction. And we're putting on behavior that's leading us to that eternal righteous rulership, man, that's promised in the scriptures. Okay, so you get Isaiah 50 and 1. It said, "Thus said the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away?" Talking about their land. Okay, because their land is like unto our mother. "Or which of my creditors is it to whom I sold you? Okay, behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away." So we was, all right, put in a state of captivity. Okay, we was separated, from our mother, their land, because of our iniquities, man. Okay, so our behavior, you know, that led us to the conditions of mourning and affliction. Okay, and you look at our people, we're seeing the results of their behavior to where there's no honor. Like you look at so-called black culture, there's no honor, there's no glory, there's no splendidness amongst our people, man. Okay, it's only mourning and affliction. They can put whatever outfit they have on, but the condition is mourning and affliction, man. They can wear designers and you know Jake got the the knockoff chains on, and you see, well, the condition is what mourning and affliction, man. All right, and it was based on what we did. Okay, so let's read this again. Here we go back to Isaiah 51. It said, "This is what the Lord says: Was your mother sent away because I divorced her? Did I sell you as slaves to my creditors? Like the Lord, did I owe somebody? Did I have to, because it's ancient word, if you owed and say you didn't have, necessary money or, what your creditor wanted, guess what, man? He can start uh, uh, possessing your, repossessing your servants, man. He can start, taking your servants. Okay, and us as the Lord's people, we're the Lord's servants. But the Lord wasn't in debt to anyone. It was our disobedience. It was our conduct that got us in this situation. It said, "Did I sell you as slaves to my creditors? No, you were sold because of your sins, and your mother too was taken because of your sins, which is our land." Okay? So now the Lord is like, look, Baruch 5 and 1, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever," man. So he's telling us to put on righteous conduct, man. Okay? Change our behavior, which is going to lead to the condition of eternal glory, all right, through the Most High. We're going to be changed, man. Okay? We're going to be made immortals, man. We're going to be have those new bodies of perfection. Okay? This is what's coming to the earth. All right? Uh, I want to pull it up in the GNT in a minute. Let's see. See, pull this up. I'm gonna finish that. But go ahead and GNT pull it up. Get back in there, Peru. All right. So let's go back to Baruch 5 and 2. It says, "Cast about thee a double garment of righteousness, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting," man. Okay? So it's going into, a double garment of what? Of righteousness, man. Okay? So, like I say, this wisdom is decking us out, man. This wisdom is bringing us into glory, okay? In the spirit first, but then it's going to be a physical glory, that we're going to receive from on high, okay? We're going to be established, okay, in the earth, man, in righteousness, okay? And it says, "Cast about thee a double garment of righteousness, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem of thine head on thy head of the glory of the everlasting. For the Most High will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven." Okay, so we're as a people, we're going to be that representation of righteousness in the earth, man. Okay, we're going to be a representation of righteous conduct because we always get it, when we go into discussing how the condition of the earth is based on the leadership of the earth. This is why you have a low culture, especially here in America, because Esau is a man. He's a base man. Okay, so he's a leader. He has the influence. Okay, and we see that the way this man has influenced the earth, man. Well, hey, this a society of low culture, man, especially here in America. Because Esau is that base low culture, all right, ruler, man. Okay, but in the kingdom, all right, in the kingdom of Israel, all right, we're going to be, okay, the standard in the earth, man. Okay, the Israelite woman, in order, because she's going to be changed and perfect, she's going to be the standard of what a woman should be in the earth, man. Okay, not this BS we see today of a standard. Okay, This is Sirach 10 and 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Okay? So in the kingdom, we're going to see a society that's well ordered because Yahweh Shai is going to be ruling in righteousness, and those joint heirs, Lord willing, with their number, we're going to be an extension of Yahweh Shai. You see? That's why every Israelite man, all right, is going to be delivered, is being conformed to Yahweh Shai right now. Okay? And that's going to be the standard of manhood in the earth. Okay? These heathens are going to come under that order, man. The heathen men, okay? Just like now, you see these heathen men moving like who? Esau. They put the suits on, okay? They get their hair cut like these devils, okay? Elon come over here, with the khakis and the Under Armour shoes, okay? And that damn bubble jacket all year round, man. Okay? Trying to imitate a damn Edomite, man. You see the Moabite woman be trying to get her hair like the Edomite woman, Eve with these blonde wigs, okay? Because they're following the standard that has been set by these devils, man. They're mimicking, all right, the people that's in power, but it's in wickedness, man. In our rulership, they're going to mimic righteousness, man, okay? And it says, um, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Okay? So we see the results on the left hand side. We're witnessing, how this can go on the left hand. All right, but in the kingdom, we're going to see this play out on the right hand. Okay? In righteousness, why the Lord said in Baruch 5 and 3, in which I get it. All right. It said, yeah, for the Most High will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven, for thy name shall be called of the Most High forever, the peace of righteousness, the glory of the Most High's worship. Now, let's get this in the NLT. Now, the GNT, so like it's Baruch 5 and 3 in the GNT. It says, the Most High will show your splendor to every nation, okay, on earth. Okay? He's going to showcase, we're going to be like pretty much like say a presentation, like the Lord's going to model us, throughout the earth as a righteous, presentation, man. When we are established, all right, first when we're changed and made perfect and perfected in righteousness, it's like the Lord's going to model us through the earth, man. To show off, our splendor, our conduct, man. Of course they're gonna see the power, okay? Of course, it's gonna be actual splendor, the infrastructure gonna be decked out, okay? But the main thing that the Lord is interested in is the conduct, our righteous behavior, that all right becoming the standard in the earth. Okay? It says verse 4 says, forever he will say to you, your security comes from your righteousness and your splendor from your devotion to me. Okay, so us being in a position, okay, of security, like the scripture say, Israel shall dwell in safety alone. Okay, well, that condition comes from obedience, comes from order, comes from righteousness, man. Okay, so when we get in the kingdom, we're gonna understand that we're in this condition because of obedience, man, through faith. Okay? We're gonna understand that all this splendor, you're gonna have, states, decked out, palaces made of precious stone, walkways made of gold, okay? The glory of the chariots, you know, the men being God kings in the earth, man. having immortality. Like we're gonna understand that that all this splendor came is due to our devotion, okay, to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, so let's read that again. It says, forever he will say to you, your security comes from your righteousness and your splendor from your devotion to me. Okay? So this is what all roads, are leading to, man. Okay, and let's get this. What's that in Isaiah? All right, Isaiah 62. Isaiah 62 and 3. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power. You know? So us being perfected in righteousness, man, you know, I say it's gonna be like the Lord, you know, because as a king, I say you have your accessories, man, that show, your glory, you know, and us operating in perfect righteousness in the kingdom, it's gonna be the Most High showing off His glory in the earth. Okay, that's what that's going to represent, the Most High's glory. That's why even going into the multiple women, all that goes back to the glory of Yahweh Bashim Shah, man. They're just going to be an extension of the Lord's glory in the earth, man. He's just going to multiply His glory, all right? Because how can men multiply themselves through multiple women? But that's going to be the Lord multiplying His glory in the earth, man. Okay, it's way beyond Western feminist emotions, man. It's way beyond that, man. Okay? And you still thinking like that, you're a child. Okay? You're extremely, you're an immature Western child, man, in an adult body. Okay? But let's go from there. All right, let's read this in the NLT. It says Isaiah 62 and 3 said the Lord will hold you in his hand for all to see, a splendid crown in the hand of the Lord. All right, verse 4. All right, so it's like it's gonna be a presentation. you know, it's like the Lord's gonna be holding a crown, like a glorious crown. The king will be just holding a crown with gold. And you got the stones, encrusted into the, you know, and it's just glistening, and he just has it in his hand. And that's how the Lord gonna do with the nation of Israel. Okay, we're just gonna be the righteous presentation of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, verse 4 said, never again will you be called the forsaken city, the desolate land. Your new name will be the city of God's delight and the bride of the Most High, for the Lord delights in you, and he will claim you as his bride. Okay, so the Lord, he decking out his woman with his wisdom. Like a man of nobility, especially a king, he will have his women decked out. Okay, well, we're being decked out with his wisdom before we get physically decked out with those new bodies, you know, and the riches and wealth of the earth. We're being spiritually decked out. All right, that's why you go here. And I say we'll end it. We'll end it here. All right, this is Sirach 6 and 23. It says, give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. And this is speaking of the discipline that comes with wisdom. Because, see, we have to really rehearse wisdom because we've been taught the opposite of the scriptures. We've been bred up to have the mindset to be anti Messiah. So we really have to put ourselves under the discipline of righteousness, man. There was a discipline to stop, eating pork, and other abominations. There was a discipline to stop getting lineups. There was a discipline, you know, to to leave, these false, religions and stop celebrating, you know, paganism. Because see, the wisdom comes with restrictions. You see, and Esau he pushed it as if these restrictions, was outdated. You know, that's why in Christianity, what's the number one tenet that the law is done away with. Okay, so he pretty much diminished, the instructions of righteousness, man, which we're not saved by the law. Okay, but there's a lot of wisdom in this book that we can apply, and it enhances our situation and put us in better position. It brings peace. Okay, so at first it's a thing of discipline, man. Because the land Esau speaks about, the land of liberty, where it's the liberty to be wicked, the liberty to go against righteousness, man. That's what people have the liberty to do in this man's society, man. Okay, he says, and put thy foot into her fetters and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved when her bonds come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power, man. And that's, hey, rehearsing the righteous act to the best of our ability, man. And we come to her with our whole mind, like we have to really be open up to the guidance of this book. We can't be partial with it. Like, nah, man, we gotta really take heed to the things that are written, the instructions of this book. Come to her with our whole heart. There's some things we read and we can make a change immediately, man. Some things, take a little longer. We gradually, grow into it. Okay? But now we have to come through this thing wholeheartedly believing that. That's why faith is necessary, because we gotta believe, like, this way is better than anything of this world. Like, nah, this the way. Okay, it says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. As we toil in this thing, wisdom, it gives us constant nuggets, man. As we are laboring and reading and researching and going into words and going into, certain customs, you know, of the Bible and going into these things, man. Hey, wisdom started giving us these nuggets, man. That, like, wisdom, like, here you go. Take that with you. You have, let's say you have a 20-minute study session. Wisdom, hey, and reach out and give you something, man. Like, look, take this with you. Start applying this, you know. And it's decking us out, man. All right, it says, for at the last thou shalt find her rest, and thou shalt be turned to thy joy. Okay, and that's another thing. This wisdom is breeding peace. Like we begin to live within the peace of this wisdom, man. Of course, we're gonna have vexation and certain things come up. But even then, guess what? Even in the chaos, the wisdom still is breeding peace. And that's why we have this wisdom, is to, maneuver in the chaos. Okay, because America is a big, a ball of dysfunction and chaos, man. But the wisdom is teaching us to maneuver and putting us in places of peace, man. Okay, and it says, then shall her feathers, okay, be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. Now we're seeing that first it goes from, we have to be disciplined in this thing. You know, we have to apply certain restrictions, of this wisdom. Then as we start to see the benefits of it, like, oh, okay, we start to rest in this thing, like, like, this is it. This becomes who we are. All right. And as we become in this, guess what? It's going to lead to another glory, all right, of immortality, man. Okay. Like being perfected, getting those new bodies, man. This is leading to actual rulership in the earth. Okay. And it says, verse 29, then shall her feathers be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory. Okay, so we pretty much been put in bondage into this wisdom, but guess what? That same wisdom is going to act as a defense in a time of trouble. Understanding, having a certain mindset and understanding based in faith, that's gonna be a defense in the times of trouble. Okay? And those chains of bondage is gonna be turned into chains of glory. Okay? Rulership, man. And it says, for there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace, which purple lace represents nobility, rulership. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shall put her about thee as a crown of joy. You see, it all leads back to rulership. So with this wisdom, you go through the phase of discipline to this becoming a lifestyle, and it's gonna turn into a rulership, man. You know, so now we understanding that our conduct is leading us, okay, to a kingdom. Matter of fact, let's end with it. Wisdom of Solomon 6. It was Solomon 6 and 24. No, 20 and 20. It says, with Solomon 6 and 20, it says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. So we're being brought to a kingdom through this wisdom, man. And part of the wisdom is having faith. Understanding to have faith in certain circumstances. That's wisdom. That's applying wisdom. Not to take the sea hill. Guess what? That's application of the wisdom of the scriptures. You see? Verse 21, if your delights be then in thrones and scepters, because as Israelite men, hey, 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 we should want rulership, man. We should want power. Okay, that's what we're deprived of, man. Okay, we're deprived of power. That's what our mindset should be in as Israelite men, is getting power in thrones and scepters, man. That's what we should be obsessed with. Okay, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore, man. And this is what we're learning in this kingdom, to honor wisdom. As it says in Psalm, it is good that we've been afflicted, that we may learn thy ways. So now we have a all-time high honor. We're developing an all-time high honor for wisdom. Okay, and you honor wisdom by applying it. Okay, so Lord will, it was edifying. Something that was on my spirit as I was reading. You know, so till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Mashallah, a Bible ball soon. You know, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash. You know, Shalom.